to Davis Schneider today, where we always have something to say about Davis Schneider. I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog.
And I'm your host, Simon Peddle. If you haven't already noticed, we're going to be talking about Davis Schneider, the secret weapon of the Toronto Blue Jays, and how he's actually impacting the way the entire Blue Jays team is playing. We'll dive into it, as well as some other Blue Jays injury updates and some news, and taking a look at the week behind us and the week ahead. Let's get into it, folks. So Davis Schneider, as we all know, making his debut last weekend for the Toronto Blue Jays, becoming an instant fan favorite, an instant clubhouse favorite. I mean, you gotta love to see it, because this team felt like they were dead after that Baltimore Orioles series.
Bro, I got Schneider fever right now, man.
Schneider fever,
you know what I mean? It's like, it's obviously, this is very early on, you know? It's like we're 3 games in, but bro, it feels to me like the second that I saw him, everyone is going to remember that moment when they saw Davis Schneider for the first time. You know, like, I guarantee that my dad, if I asked my dad, yo, Dad, like, the first time you saw Wayne Gretzky, where were you? You know what I mean? It's like, he knows. He knows where he was, bro. I am going to remember the moment where I was sitting down and I was looking up at Davis Schneider on the screen and everything changed, bro. Like, obviously, this is a massive overreaction after 3 games, but I don't even care, man. I don't give a shit, dude. This guy is so good at baseball, and he has me feeling some type of way.
Yeah, I mean, definitely this is one of the most impressive. Actually, it is tied for the most impressive series by a rookie. He's like, he literally set an MLB record in most hits in a 3-game span for a rookie, so that's pretty darn good.
Yes.
That's pretty darn good. So obviously, Blue Jays rookie, he makes the MLB history right there. But taking a look at his numbers, folks, and like, kind of let's dive into a little bit of Davis Schneider, right? Like,
what is that?
This dude so far in his first 3 games, again, short sample size, has an OPS of 1.887, OPS plus of 417, batting average of 692. Do you think this is going to be sustainable, Nick? Do you think he's gonna be actually, like, what'd you say he was on pace for? 0.64?
Okay, everybody.
What was he on pace for?
Let me really, like, set the table here, everybody, right? Let me set the table. Danny Jansen. We love Dirty Hands Jansen, right? We love Dirty Hands Jansen. He's been having a phenomenal year so far. Dirty Hands has an OPS plus of 110. Mm-hmm. He has a WAR of 1.2, and he has done that in 72 games. Right? 72 games of Danny Jansen. Very good, Danny Jansen. 1.2 WAR. Davis Schneider has half of that WAR in 3 games. That is absolutely messed up. And I did the math, folks, and over 162 games of the legend Babe Schneider, he would have a WAR of 34.2.
Yeah.
34.2 WAR. So, no, I don't. No. I don't necessarily think it's sustainable, but I have also never, ever seen a dude come up and hit the way that he has. Just, like, with so much command. He looks like somebody with authority out there at the dish.
Well, like, we'll dive into some of his advanced statistics in a little bit, but just looking at the eyeball test, I mean, when you see Davis Schneider, I was telling Nick right before we went live, what really sold it for me was not hitting the home run off James Paxton or the other pitcher on Sunday. It was actually hitting the single off of the position player. And you might go, oh, well, that's super easy. Well, no. Davis Schneider, you know, he stays within his approach. Doesn't matter if it's a 40-mile-per-hour pitch or a 100-mile-per-hour pitch. What he does and what he's adapting, what he's told the Blue Jays media, is that he stays on that toe tap for quite a long time. He's waiting, he's setting his timing, waiting to go down that front foot. So when I saw that 40-mile-per-hour pitch or whatever it was, a slow looping, like, soft pitch coming towards him, he sets his front foot, and he's waiting, waiting. And then he continues the rest of his approach, and he's so sound, and he goes down with it, doesn't uppercut like a lot of MLB players would do when you see a position player. You get excited, you want to send it to the moon. Well, he stays with it and stays down and drives it for a base hit. When I saw that, I'm like, damn, this guy's so locked in. He can hit homers, he can hit singles, he can get on base. He is, like, actually a real deal.
No, 100%, dude. And I really love, too, in that first at-bat from yesterday's game, you saw the 2-strike approach. And it was legit, dude. It was 100% legit. He waited on that, but he was always, like, because he got the curve, so he's waiting on it. He was able to foul it off, but he was still ready for the fastball if it came, dude. Everything about this kid so far has been absolutely electric. And I know that Brandon Bell came out, said something about Babe Schneider.
Babe Schneider,
Hold on. Let me see this. First 3 games of Babe Ruth, the absolute legend, nowhere close to Davis Schneider. Look at that. What, 125 batting average in your first 3 games? Davis Schneider spits on that, man. This guy, I'm so on this train right now, man. I'm ready to, like, ride or die with this thing to the end.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously impressive, folks. And, like, kind of what you're saying, you just said about that curveball. You know what I mean? He's able to stay on that. He's able to hit that. Like, pitchers, their next task is to figure out what pitches, what locations are going to get this guy out. Because if they don't, I mean, yeah, he could literally be better than, he'll be literally better than Ohtani in terms of WAR. He'll be the best baseball player of all time if they don't figure out how to actually get rid of this guy, right? Because if you look over at his advanced stats here, you know, just taking a look at the types of pitches that he's been seeing so far, obviously you can see it's very short sample size. Some of these are in single digits, but they can't figure out how to get him out. He's got a bat. He's hit every single one of these pitches other than the changeup, which he only got twice. So he hits it all, and obviously, you know, he's been hitting the fastballs a lot. 4-seam, sinker, cutter. And when I made a little video room, guys, shout out, it's coming out tomorrow, so check it out around 3 o'clock. But both of his home runs were middle fastballs, right? So obviously, if you get a middle fastball, what should you do with it? You should hammer it out of the ballpark. So that's good, right? But now they're going to start to try and trick him, set him up like that fastball's coming, but they got to do a little bit more work to get him out, because if they don't, he's going to be a legend, bro.
And what I love to see about that entire thing right there is, there is no single pitch right now that if I'm a pitcher, like I'm game planning for this guy, like what, I'm going to throw the curveball, which he still hits for a 333 batting average?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing that I have yet that I know about this guy. All I know is that he's absolutely electric. And what's beautiful about the fact that he can hit those fastballs is that, you know, our other 2 second basemen, Biggio and Espinal, they can't.
Yeah, they can, bro.
This guy is proving already in 3 games at the major league level that he is capable of doing the bare minimum, which is if you mess up and you throw me a fastball, it's gone, dude. So you're going to need to pitch me impeccably if you want to get me out.
I mean, if I'm a pitcher, I'd be attacking. You're getting a bunch of off-speeds now. I got to pitch you like I pitch Vladimir Guerrero Jr. because clearly the fastball is the pitch you want to hit. So I'm giving you a heavy diet of off-speed, changeup, and you got to be able to throw him for strikes and on the corners. You got to pitch this guy immaculate if you want to be able to get him out. And speaking of that Biggio and Espinal thing, like I was just thinking, bro, like if this guy's the real deal, you got Merrifield, he could be leaving next year because he's got a mutual option. You got Biggio and Espinal, like they're going to still be with the team, but they're not necessarily giving me a lot of confidence that they deserve a starting job. Like Schneider could easily walk in and become the everyday second baseman moving forward.
1,000%, dude. There's enough games left in the season, guys. Like if you watch this dude, and let's just say, right, because let's face it, he's not going to finish with a 700 batting average or whatever it is right now. But let's just run down the rabbit hole. It's the end of the year, and somehow, some way, Davis Schneider has an OPS of 900. He's still popping off, right? And you have that 50-game sample size walking into the playoffs. That's enough for me as the Toronto Blue Jays management to go, okay, you earned your spot, kid. I don't care where we drafted you. And this is the beautiful thing. We were talking about this before. This kid was drafted in the 28th round of the Toronto Blue Jays. And you said this before, and I completely agree with you. The one thing that all of the coaches throughout his entire history have been saying is that nobody works harder than Davis freaking Schneider. This guy shows up earlier, he stays later, and that's why you saw, you know, like we walked in this season, we had no idea who this kid was. But he just skyrocketed through these Toronto Blue Jays rankings because when you work that hard, you get noticed, and now we're seeing the results.
Dude, and if I'm a Toronto Blue Jay and I'm basically guaranteed a spot, like our entire lineup was basically set. You told Kevin Kiermaier, you get an everyday role. You told Vladdy, you get an everyday role, right? And some guys take it, you know, I'm not discrediting any of their hard work. When you see a guy drafted in 28th round, 24-year-old, work his ass off and then come to the major league level and go 9 for 13 with 2 home runs, setting major league records, like everybody, and Brandon Belt said it in his interview with Hazel May, that like everybody felt the energy. Everyone felt like, oh wow, this is the boost that we need. Like I gotta start putting up, like I've been here for 10 years, Brandon Belt. You know, I gotta put up. And also just quick shout out to Brandon Belt. Like he also had an incredible week too.
Brandon Belt had a phenomenal week, dude, and I think that he really was on to something there, folks. Just the energy shifting, right? The Toronto Blue Jays at the trade deadline, they didn't make the big splash. And that's one way to bring in energy, right? Like let's just say you go out and you did trade for a Shohei Ohtani. Well, everybody else in that clubhouse is like, okay, we go. We're going right now. But if you don't do that, then the other thing is, well, you have some internal candidates start to pop off, right? And Davis Schneider comes up, he looks electric, he commands that box with authority, and we saw it in this past series, right? There was a lot of incredible Toronto Blue Jays performances. Brandon Belt was good. Matt Chapman had a good week. Whit Merrifield continues to have a good week. Alejandro Kirk is starting to turn it around. And Ross Atkins came out after the trade deadline and was defending his decisions and effectively said, I believe in this team. These guys are better than what they've done, and now we're seeing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hey, anything to get this team going, right? Like, this is an absolute turning point. I do feel the momentum. Like, I feel the momentum in the chat right now. I feel the momentum when I go onto Twitter. I feel the momentum when I'm watching every single Blue Jay at bat. And now that we have Davis Schneider on this team, bro, like, once we get Bo Bichette back, and obviously Vladdy had an off day yesterday, once he's back in the lineup, guys, like, this Blue Jay lineup, and shout out to Brennan Delaney, like, this Blue Jay lineup looks absolutely deep, especially with the guy who was supposed to start every day. Varsho's on the bench. Bajor Espinal's on the bench. Jansen or Kirk is on the bench. And DeYoung, our trade deadline acquisition, on the bench. This looks a ton deeper, and this is a scary lineup. Merrifield, he's popping off. Bo Bichette's literally been our best hitter all year. Vladdy, he could pop off from time to time. Springer's starting to turn around. Belt's been turning around. He has almost 1,000 OPS in the last 30 days. Chapman is coming back to April Chapman. Schneider, the resurgence we just talked about. This whole video's about him. Kirk and Jansen, they're hot. Jansen's been our best hitter in the last 2 months. Kirk's starting to pop it off. And then Kiermaier, you know you're going to get hit a lot from the 9-hole.
Bro,
Amazing.
head to our Twitter right now. I posted this tweet literally yesterday. Folks, if you're not following us on Twitter, then definitely follow us on Twitter. We post a lot of great stuff. But talking about Alejandro Kirk. Now, obviously, Davis Schneider is getting all the hype right now, and it is well-deserved. But the captain is back, folks. The captain is absolutely back. What are his numbers again? Right down there. Yeah. Look at this, guys. Since the All-Star break, Alejandro Kirk, and this actually doesn't even include last night's game where he improved these even more.
Right.
But this guy's got an OPS of 990. I think it's over 1 right now, including last night's game. Since the All-Star break, he's batting over 350. Alejandro Kirk is absolutely back, dude. Our catching tandem, finally, fully healthy, fully locked in. I expect to see a lot of Danny Jansen and Alejandro Kirk both in the lineup moving forward.
I know, man, dude. The lineup's starting to feel like it's starting to get heating up as the weather is heating up. You know what I mean? Like, this whole team, I'm just trying to find the stats right now. This whole team has been feeling like a lot better in terms of coming up clutch, getting the base hits. And it's better than before, folks. But right now, in the last 15 days, the Toronto Blue Jays rank 7th in OPS. You know, you can really look at that Orioles series, too, and kind of like, that's kind of weighing us down. But in the last 15 days, folks, since the All-Star break, 805 OPS.
Yeah.
That's huge. We needed this, folks, because if we didn't get this kind of production from our boys at some point, then, like, we were going to be, like, you know, one of these cars, like, losing a wheel, the axle's all messed up, going into the postseason. And pair with the good elite pitching we've been talking about lately, this team's on fire.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, like, you can finish top of your division. You can finish with 105 wins. But if in that last month of baseball, the wheels are starting to fall off, maybe you're getting hit with some injuries, maybe you're just not playing your best ball as a whole, then I don't look at you any better than the team that has 88 wins and is really picking it up in the last 30 days, right? Like, anything can happen when you get to postseason. So I don't care if we're in that final wildcard spot, as long as we are playing our best ball in August, in September, walking into October. That's all that matters, man, and literally anything can happen, especially with Davis freaking Schneider.
Oh yeah. And, like, upcoming, folks, you'll see, like, our schedule gets a little bit easier at the end of August. And then, honestly, looking down at September, total side note, we have that Yankees and that historic Yankees-Rays series at the final 2 weeks. Like, Yankees are sputtering. Rays are kind of sputtering. They're about to lose Shane McClanahan. Like, dude, what if we just, like, steamroll over them? What if it's not that competitive, bro?
Listen, man, there is a full chance right now. We proved one thing this week, in that even though the Baltimore Orioles are incredible, at least we are capable of beating people in our division. And you know what? Honestly, I kind of feel for Boston Red Sox fans a little bit. Because little did they know that Davis freaking Schneider, Babe Schneider, if you will, was going to be the downfall of their season. Red Sox fans are coming out on Twitter right now. They're coming out of the woodwork. and they're effectively saying, like, this last series, this might have been it, dude.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even though I feel for you, I still love it, man, because you were getting a little too close for me, Boston.
You were.
We had to put you down. We had to put you down.
I mean, I keep looking at that pitching staff, and, like, I just don't understand how they're still in the race. It's that offense. That offense is incredible. That top 5 in that lineup, I got to give them credit. It's better than our top 5 over the course of 4 months of baseball. So, I mean, they just could not find the pitching. They didn't have anybody at the deadline. And so you're going to get what you're going to get. You might get a team, like we're talking about that car analogy. It's going to be losing a wheel, broken axle down the rest of the way. And yeah, Jared Carabas right here. I mean, we killed them, folks.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it too, man. And flash over to the wild card race right now. Before this weekend, it was super duper tight, right? Boston was right there. You know, everyone was getting very, very close. We win 3 games. We've won 3 games in a row. We're 6-4 in the last 10, and you're just seeing that it's stretching out a little bit. And right now, I mean, even though the New York Yankees are the New York Yankees, realistically, I'm only kind of concerned about the Seattle Mariners because they are turning it on right now. The Yankees, Boston, Angels, there feels like there's just a few too many holes right there, and I don't want to count our chickens before they hatch or anything like that. So find your closest piece of wood and knock on it, folks. But things are starting to look pretty nice for these 63-50 Toronto Blue Jays right now.
Yeah, right. Those Angels, what happened? They've lost 6 in a row. Boston, obviously 4 in a row. We got 3 of those in there. Yankees, dude, what are the Yankees? They got another Rodon injury. Their lineup looks horrible. They don't look. I saw Stanton like basically jog home and get thrown out by like 30 feet. Like it was not a good look. But yeah, Seattle Mariners, our old nemesis, they're coming back, folks. So we got to keep on winning if we want to get into this because I don't think Houston's ever going to fall off. Like I think Austin and Houston are going to be right neck and neck.
Yeah.
So we got to keep winning, folks.
As of right now, I'm liking the teams a lot where they are to stay where they are. But that being said, Toronto Blue Jays, aka Davis Schneider's new club, we're going to need to keep winning. Oh, yes. Let's talk about this next. Let's talk about this. So, we got a little off topic, guys, but
Davis Schneider does
that to a man, you know, like he just makes you feel a type of way. But we do need to address the injury reports of these Toronto Blue Jays before we get to the upcoming week. Danny Jansen, tell me about him.
Danny Jansen, yeah, he obviously got hit in the arm or the wrist. It looks like he had wrist inflammation, soreness. Remember that whole Fujinami inning we were live for? So he got impacted a little bit by that. He's been out, but that's okay in terms of the overall production of the Blue Jays. Like we talked about, Alejandro Kirk's in the lineup, right? But hopefully he should be fine. No IL stent, it looks like. He was out of the lineup on Sunday. And then obviously, the guy we kind of need back in the bullpen, Jordan Romano, his back was hurt. He was on the IL, and he threw off the mound the other day. So that's looking good for a good return. But with that boosted bullpen, like, we haven't really missed him that much because of how deep the bullpen's been. Yeah. So that's a blessing, bro.
It also helps when you're winning games 13-1 or, putting up incredible runs, right?
Yeah.
Davis Schneider. Yeah. So literally, like, that is very helpful to the bullpen, but you're absolutely right. Moving forward in some of these close games we're going to have, we are going to need Jordan Romano.
Absolutely. And then another big update here, folks, on Bo Bichette. He continues to increase his activity at the Rogers Center. He did some throwing on Saturday. There's a possibility he begins hitting Sunday with his patellar tendonitis. Continues responding as well to treatment. So you might see him maybe potentially creeping in the idea of coming back for this weekend series, maybe even the following weekend because he is at Rogers Center, but don't expect him back anytime soon. So expect that middle infield to look like Davis Schneider and Paul DeYoung up the middle.
Yeah, I agree, man. So hopefully we can get those boys back very soon, and the lineup will just continue to lengthen out. Let's crown.
Let's do it.
I mean,
what do you think? Who do you think's the Jay of the Week? Everyone in the chat.
Comment down below. Who do you think's Jay of the Week? We'll wait.
Come on.
Let us know.
Let's play the graphic. Yep. Take your time.
Play the graphic. We know who it is. You guys know who it is too.
Any guesses? Oh, we got a Davis Schneider. Really, really strong guess there, Sophie.
Yeah.
Gavin Biggio, says Katie Flower Smith. Really? Okay.
This one's going to my boy, Davis Schneider.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. I love you. I love you so much. I'm actually so in love with this man. We've already talked about him so much, but like, he obviously earned this. I really want you to continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah, like, I mean, if it weren't for him, it would have absolutely been Brandon Belt because I feel like Brandon Belt got rejuvenated a little bit, even though he's already hot before Davis Schneider. Like, Brandon Belt popped off. Springer's been popping off. All the guys have been popping off lately, but literally in 3 games, this guy basically won us all 3 games.
Yes,
you know
pretty
what I mean?
much, dude. So Davis Schneider deserves all the credit, dude. We're going to be looking for Super Mario to keep popping off as we continue. We have another big week, as the Toronto Blue Jays seemingly do. This time, it's up against the Cleveland Guardians. And we do need to talk about what happened between Tim Anderson and Jose Ramirez, because that will impact this upcoming series.
Yeah.
I actually did see somebody in the chat right now saying that Ramirez just got suspended for 3 games. If he did, that's something that just happened. So if somebody could let us know, that would be phenomenal.
That would be.
But at the time of starting to record this video, he had not yet been suspended, and obviously they had the big scuffle. Ramirez, bro, this guy packs a punch.
Yeah, he does. And what's crazy, he was kind of falling backwards and then also still lands it. And for me, it was the reaction of Tim Anderson where he kind of fell backwards in slow motion.
Yeah.
That kind of sold it all. You see Tim Anderson's tweet too, where he's like, "Good night." He said basically, "I'm going to sleep" or "I'm going to bed. Good night."
Right.
And then everyone kind of retweeted it, being like, "Oh, that's what happens when you get hit by Jose Ramirez."
Yeah.
So, and also he's still chirping, calling for him. But Tim Anderson's gotten into scuffles with other players in the past, right? So apparently, again, just to sum it up, Tim Anderson apparently tagged Ramirez pretty hard, and Ramirez didn't like it, and Tim Anderson's been kind of talking smack. These are obviously division rivals, so there's going to be a lot of smack talk. But point being, he's probably going to get suspended. Ramirez looks like he might be getting suspended. Shout out to C40 as well with the subscription. So with that being said, folks, we're going to be going up against those Guardians. And we might not see one of the most underrated and best players in baseball. That's a blessing.
And I am seeing people in the chat right now. It's kind of split, saying that J-Ram has been suspended for 3 games. So if it has come out, it's just come out right now.
Yeah.
If that's the case, that is absolutely phenomenal for these Toronto Blue Jays, because that's literally their best player that would not be playing.
Yeah.
And I made a tweet out today. Once again, guys, follow us on Twitter. Hyun-Jin Ryu is going to be going today for the Toronto Blue Jays. And this Cleveland Guardians offense, not very good, bro.
No.
25th in OPS on the season, 25th in OPS, I think, in the last 15 days as well. And now without Jose Ramirez, if they are without Jose Ramirez, that's going to be a massive blow for them.
It will be. The one good thing about those Guardians is they know how to pitch. They're 6th in baseball in ERA, so that's the one thing kind of keeping them afloat. So it's going to be a bit of a pitching duel, unless Davis Schneider has anything to say about it.
And let me just say, man, if that was Davis Schneider at the second base bag and Jose Ramirez took a swing, bro, I'm flying out to Cleveland. I don't even care. I'm flying out. I'm knocking on Ramirez's home. And honestly, what do you mean home? He'd be in the hospital after Davis Schneider had to deal with him. But I just gotta have a few words. You know what I mean? It's literally he's so lucky that was Tim Anderson there and not Davis freaking Schneider.
Right. All right, so let's get some predictions in here, bro. We got 4 games on the road. Like you said, Ryu Monday, Kikuchi's going Tuesday, Gosman Wednesday, Manoah going Thursday, and then for the Guardian side of things, they basically got 3 dudes. Williams, Beebe, and Allen all low 3 ERA, and then Noah Syndergaard on Thursday.
Yeah.
What are you predicting right here?
Well, listen, man, we always knew that the Guardians pitching was going to be good. So, they do have good pitchers. But I'm just feeling so hype about this Toronto Blue Jays offense after that last series. 7-3, 5-4, 13-1. I don't even know the math right there. How many runs is that?
25 runs.
That's a lot of damn runs in 3 games.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
it's
I think that this offense is feeling themselves right now. I think that plane ride over to Cleveland or the bus ride, whatever it's going to be, they're going to be hyping everybody up. The whole energy on that is going to be phenomenal. I'm seeing that we walk away with 3 W's in this series.
I think 3 W's too. Our momentum is changing. Everyone's saying sweep. Sweep's pretty hard. They still got good pitching, but that lineup's gonna be nice and juicy going into the series, and we're gonna give those Guardian pitchers, a run for their money.
100%, dude.
And then looking at the weekend, we fly back to Toronto. The Cubs, who we talked about earlier in the show, a lot of these fringe wildcard teams, they're starting to fall off. The one team that's not really falling off is those Cubs. They're 7-3 in their last 10, and overall in the season, good offense, 8th in OPS, and then the ERA is 14th in baseball, so a little bit of difference. Mid-pitching, good offense. They're coming to the Rogers Center. We're going to be rolling out Jose Barrios on Friday. Chris Bassett had a great outing, 7 innings, one earned run in that Davis Schneider game where he hit a second home run. Then Hyun-Jin Ryu back again on Sunday. For them, they've got Assad, 3.35 ERA, Steele, 2.68 ERA, and then Drew Smiley, 4.71. What are you saying?
Very quickly, but just before we give the prediction, we got to give a big shout out here to Jose Barrios for being absolutely phenomenal, man. Once again, I tweeted something out this weekend, but I was not even familiar with how good this dude had been in a while. he is having a career season right now. He is literally having the best season of his career. This is everything that we traded for and more. And when you look back at that trade, Austin Martin, he's not looking too good. SWR, he's not looking too good either. We may have had a fleece job on with those Minnesota Twins, and that 7-year contract right now is looking chef's kiss at this juncture of the season.
Oh yeah, it's phenomenal, right? Like, I think we always said, like, if we could sign back Jose Barrios, we win this deal, right? And the fact that those prospects aren't doing good, I mean, hey, maybe they do good one day. They are still pretty young. I mean, Samuel Richardson's getting up there at this point. You gotta imagine. So great deal. But yeah, he's gonna be going in that series. What do you think, bro? I mean, I'm thinking 2 out of 3.
I'm thinking 2 out of 3 minimum. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking 2 out of 3 minimum. This seems like a big week for these Blue Jays. I know some people are calling for the sweep in the chat. I wouldn't be surprised about it. I really would not be surprised by it at all, man. I'm thinking 3 out of 4 from Cleveland, and I'm like 50-50 split right now on whether or not we sweep or we just take 2 against the Cubs. But either way, like, this is gonna be like. It's gonna be like a solid, like 5-2, like 4-3 week for sure.
Dude, if we go 6-1 this week, we're gonna be 69-51. That's how you separate yourself in this wild card race. That's how you get up there. That would be so good.
Wow,
that'd be so good.
I want it. I need it. The Blue Jays are capable of doing it. Everybody, it feels like the season is anew right now. 50 games to go, and I couldn't be more freaking hype, everybody. Guys, if you haven't already done so, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below, where were you when you first saw Davis Schneider? I was in a bar called Bollocks in, yes, I was. A bar called Bollocks in Stouffville, and I saw him on the big screen, and I will never forget that moment, everybody. So, it's been a good time to be a Toronto Blue Jays fan. Let's give a shout out to the sponsor of the next segment of our Blue Jays Today show.
Time for a quick shout out to Betway. Betway is the best place to make all of your sports bets on all of your favorite teams. Betway is also in collaboration with iGaming Ontario. Must be 19 years older to participate. And guys, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content.
Spinning, fortune, baseball, colorful, future determining, stat analyzing, and it's a wheel that we spin every week.
It is a wheel that we spin every single week, and Davis Schneider has entered the chat.
Yes, he has,
I was just realizing that if it comes up, I'm doing it, dude. I'm 100% snagging this guy up if something pops up. Either way, last week, folks, for those of you who are following along, we did split the week, so I take 1, Adam takes 1. The gap still very big right now. Splits are good for me because time is running out.
I know. For me, it's almost becoming just a fun little game. You know, maybe I'll just throw some random darts. Like I'll pick Schneider, I'll pick Kiermaier. You know, I'll just throw it for fun. You know,
go wild, dude. Is this my week or your week?
That's a great question.
Oh, it's got to be my week because you guys bonus
it was your week. It is, or it's your week this week.
Okay, folks, it is my week, and I know who I want from this freaking wheel. Give me I want batting average or home runs, baby. Batting average or home runs.
Let's go. Let's see it, guys. And you also pick in the chat. Who would you pick for these categories? Here we go. Here we go. Who's it going to be?
I still have not managed to spin a bonus player yet.
Jay Killer. That's going to be a good one.
You're up. Go for it.
I hate that one. All right. So we got the Guardians. No, you got no Ramirez. You got the Cubs. You could pick Bellinger in a 3-game series. Damn, that's hard. You got on the Guardians. You don't have a lot of good, offensive pieces there. So I'm not going with the offense. I don't really know Williams, Beebe, or Allen. I feel like I got to pick someone from the Cubs. And then you got Barrios, Bassett, Ryu. Marcus Stroman's dealing with an injury right now. He's not going to be pitching at all. I think I'm going to have to go with Cody Bellinger.
Fair enough, man. Cody Bellinger's a pretty solid selection. I do know who I am going with, though, and I think you might have made an error on this one. Well, you got to write it in before I say.
Okay.
You've already selected Cody Bellinger.
I have. Go for it.
All right, I think I'm going to lock down Mr. Adam Killer himself, Josh Naylor. And he's been popping off, dude. He's got I don't even know, 80 plus ribbies or something like that. So I'm feeling confident with Josh Naylor on that one. And the reason I say Adam Killer is because he actually took Adam Yard back in the day, dude. Back in the day. So
let's see what happens. Cody and Josh can pop off.
Hold up, wait. Josh Naylor's on the IL. Okay, that's news to me. That is news to me. All right, wait a second.
I'll let you rebuttal.
Yeah. Okay, if Josh Naylor's on the IL, that actually does change things for me, everybody. Okay, who the hell do I want now? People are saying Candelario. Candelario, really? Don't want Candelario. I gotta look this guy up right now.
I know.
Is he doing good at baseball? Okay.
Who does he play for? The Cubs.
That's not bad. Yeah, whatever. We'll both take a Cub. We'll make it even. We'll make it fair.
Candelario.
I'll take Candelario on the Cubs, baby.
All right.
Wow, when did Naylor go on the IL, everybody?
Must have been recently.
Must have been pretty recent, yeah, because I was not aware of that. All right, folks, so I will be going first for the next 2 categories. What's it gonna be?
Let's see. Please no pitchers. Please no pitchers.
I want to.
Oh, and it's gonna be a pitcher caper 9. What do you think? I'm already going to be putting it in right now.
Yeah. Let's just.
I didn't really write too many of them down.
Right. I'm just figuring out who he's going up against. Okay, yep, Kevin Gausman. Kevin Gausman.
That's an easy one.
That is an easy one, guys. I swear to God, half my 29 points are
Kevin
Gausman, Caper 9, or Kevin Gausman, ERA. It's so easy. Just lock it in.
All right, let me take a look here, because I know that we haven't been getting a lot of strikeouts. Like Kikuchi only got 3 his last outing. Bassett really got not that many.
Well, here, it's a process of elimination. You can't pick Ryu. You can't pick Manoah. You probably can't pick Bassett. So it does come down to Kikuchi or Barrios.
Let me just say, in the last 30 days.
Wow, Bassett actually has the second most strikeouts on the team. That's wild. Did not know that.
Did he actually?
Yeah, he's got 131. That's kind of wild.
So Jose is literally 9. Chris Bassett 33-34. Gausman 24-16. It's literally they're all even. Bassett's been the hotter J as of late because of his last start. He did better than. And who is he going to be going up against? He's been going up against the Cubs, but so is Barrios. So I'm going to have to pick one of them. Screw it. Let's go Chris Bassett.
Yeah,
let's
lock it in, man. I was not aware that he had the second most strikeouts on the team. That's actually pretty wild. Yeah. So shout out to the Hound on the mound for that one, baby. Big performance his last outing, dude. You love to freaking see it. And finally, everybody, come on, give me. I just want to pick Schneider, man. I know. The opportunity to pick Davis Schneider. Give me something I can do Schneider
Come on. Oh, no, he already started as well. I mean, this is a lock.
Okay, lock it in for Gausman. Wow, I'm actually so disappointed that we did not get something to pick Schneider for right there.
I know.
All right, I'll take Gausman, though. I'm more than happy to take Gausman on that one.
All right. And then, you know what? You got Kikuchi coming off a great start. He's going up against the Guardians. I think I might actually sneakily take Yusei Kikuchi here because he had an incredible last few starts. He's sneakily having a really good stretch.
Sure.
And he's up against one of the worst offenses in baseball. I'm going to go Kikuchi.
Yeah, man. I mean, like you said, you got to start throwing some darts right now. Just hoping for the best on this one. Obviously, I feel like a favorite in this one just because of the Gausmans. But still, anything can happen, dude. One bad start from Kevin Gausman, and boom, you got this week. Guys, let us know in the comments down below what you think about everything that we talked about today. Please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. We're literally going to be going live to watch the game today.
Oh yeah,
so,
that's right.
Come on in, guys. We're gonna be back live in like 4 hours, everybody, watching the Toronto Blue Jays spank the Cleveland Guardians, and Davis Schneider just absolutely light up the league. And finally, a quick shout out to Matthew Strong for the $6.99 donation. Let's take this roller coaster to the freaking moon, baby. BJT roller coaster all the way to the first round. Oh, no. We're gonna forget about that last part.
Oh yeah, no. Forget about that part.
No. All the way to the divisional round knockout. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for liking and subscribing. And as always, guys, go Jays, go!